Well, I'm delighted to speak in support of this Federation campaign because, debt can affect all of us at different times in our lives and careers. And it's a really important issue that plays on officers' minds, so it affects their health, their well-being of them and their families. And the key thing is to recognise if you have got a problem and then take advice and seek to get on top of it. So anything that the Federation is doing about that is good for officers and is good for forces. So delighted to be involved in some small way in supporting their campaign. Yeah, this is the key thing. It's like lots of things, isn't it? It's like if you've got problems with alcohol, if you've got problems with drugs, gambling, the first step is recognising you've got a problem. And so often people are in denial for too long and the problem gets worse. So I guess my advice is take a step back, recognise that you've got an issue, and then, really importantly, seek help. And the Federation is a good port of call for that because they've got lots of opportunities and lots of contacts to put people onto who will be able to help you. And of course, I would also say, let your supervisor at work know. I think that's another important aspect. I mean, the police regulations of old, and it's still pertinent today, refer back to, people not having unmanageable, unlawful debts that aren't discharged. And that's sort of right, but we're in a different world today and people often do have debts on top of mortgages and things, but there's something about them being manageable. So I guess if people have got outgoings that consistently month after month are more than their incomings, that ought to be sending an alarm bell or two. And I think we just want people to identify that this can be an issue, and when it is, seek to get help and remedy it so it doesn't become an issue that affects you in any shape or form in your career. And the times it does are when people bury their heads in the sand and don't acknowledge it to the organisation and don't seek help. So my main message is there is help out there. We want people to actively seek it and take it, and this Federation campaign is to be absolutely welcome because of that. As we come into this time of year, sort of December, and then we're obviously moving into the early stages of 2021, debt is an issue that raises its head, often around the Christmas time or when the bills come in afterwards. This year, on top of that, we've had the challenges of COVID, which we've all struggled with. And there will be many officers out there whose partners, loved ones may have lost jobs, may have been furloughed. So this year in particular, I think there's a greater risk of people finding themselves in a difficult financial position. So it's all the more important that people recognise if that does reflect on them and they seek to get some support and some help.